Education Committee to order.
Okay.
7 o'clock, Jim. Start late, but not early. We're going to discuss tonight the Herkimer County Community College proposal, and Dr. Murray's here tonight to give us a little update on it.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you for seeing me tonight. I have a couple things that I just want to bring to your attention. One is informational, and the second is a request. The first one, informational, is I handed a handout. It says Herkimer County Community College's 2012 Legislative Advocacy Agenda, and I thought you might want to be aware of what we are lobbying for with the governor's budget. Now, this year, the governor has come in with a budget that leaves community college funding at the state level flat from last year. Over the last 3.5 years, we've lost 26% of state funding due to reductions in that per FTE fee. And what we're asking for now, and this is a collaborative effort on the part of the college presidents, the students, the college trustees, and SUNY system administration, to increase college base aid funding by 2% for full-time FTE for each student each year for the next 5 years, starting this upcoming fiscal year. That 2% this year translates into $205 per FTE, and if we were to get that funding, then we will restore funding to approximately the 33% level, which was what the funding was back in just prior to 2000. So we're hoping that we're successful on that. We have some good news coming out of the legislature. The Senate has agreed to an increase of $100, and the Assembly is supporting the $205 request for this year. We're hoping that the 100 is the floor, and that will certainly help us. Herkimer is an anomaly because although the average across the state for student contribution to the operating budget is at 44%, we are actually at 53%. So we're hoping that that state aid will come in. For every 1% in state aid, we anticipate that will drop the student contribution by 1%. So that's where we were on that. There is another issue being brought up, and that is the community college funding formula and the chargeback issue, and that is being investigated. There is part of the budget that asks that SUNY continue the investigation into that, and I'm sure that the Association of Counties and the system administration, as well as the New York Community College Association of Presidents and the Student Assembly, will be involved in that discussion. I believe there is going to be a charge based on what has come out recently in the last 2 days from the state to actually investigate that funding formula. And then finally, we are petitioning, or at least advocating for, a couple bills that would support the use of retired police officers for peace officers on our campus. Right now, we do hire retired police officers as peace officers, but it has to be under the 211 waiver. And we're hoping, the issue with that is that every 2 years or so we have to go back out to search, and we run the risk of losing them. We're very fortunate at the college that we have retired police, Herkimer Village Police Officer Tim Rogers, who is our director, and our assistant director of public safety is John McAvoy. John is a retired New York City police officer, and that's really important that we have that blend on campus. They've been very successful. So we want to support them in that waiver. The second that we're looking for is to assign agency statuses for campus. This bill, as the previous one in the Senate, is being sponsored by Toby Stavisky. She truly believes that safety is a primary consideration for our students and does not believe that the number of public employees that are affected by this waiver is sufficient to cause any problems with the public employee law. The agency status is to reduce the duplication in investigation into his criminal history records for students who come on campus. We really want to know their background, but we can't do that, and so we have to go to another agency. And the police department is cooperative, but that means that each case gets 2 case numbers, and it becomes duplicate and confusing, so we're hoping that they will do that. We do have a sponsor in the assembly for the agency bill, and we're looking for a sponsor. We're very close to getting one for the 211 waiver. As far as the agency bill is concerned, there has recently been an act passed in the Senate which allowed the Division of Forensic Sciences of the Nassau County Medical Examiner's Office to be defined as a qualified agency. So we're seeing a bit of a crack in the foundation there and hoping that that will come through. And complementary to our lobbying efforts is NICET's lobbying effort, and they are working specifically for the waiver to be able to hire faculty. Our advocacy covers both peace officers and faculty to be hired in full-time positions so that we can take advantage of their experience. On the second page of that handout is a statement from the Faculty Council of Community Colleges supporting the rational state aid, and it has been endorsed by the Herkimer County Community College Academic Senate on our campus. So if there's any questions on that, I'll be glad to fill in with what I know. And the second thing that I'm asking is, we've already gone to the Ways and Means and the Properties Committee. We would like to now start looking at the property that is contiguous to the campus, southwest, past the athletic stadium, that is on county property. As you know, we have about 300 acres back there that is on foundation property. But this property is pretty much on county property, and we really want to investigate some alternative proposals for use of that. What we're doing really is we are looking to make Herkimer identify itself in a very unique way, so that in the event the state decides to do what it has done on some of our state-operated campuses, and that is kind of combine them under together. We do not want to lose the autonomy or the identity of Herkimer County Community College, and since we don't know where that's going, I met with the Chancellor one-on-one and asked her what we could do to really solidify our autonomy, and she says any campus that distinguishes itself in a unique way will not be, will allow them to keep going forward. So I'm asking for a letter of support in order to just investigate alternative uses of that property, and I've included some maps on that property. Okay. That's basically my request.
We would need a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion that we do the letter.
Thank you.
Second.
Jim and
Thank you,
Dennis
Jim.
second.
Okay.
Okay. If there's any other questions or anything about college you'd like me to fill you in, spring break was last week. It was quiet. It's not quiet today. They're back, and you know that spring is always an exciting time as they get nervous because they didn't study, and as we get nervous because they don't behave. So that's where we are right now at the campus.
Peter, I got a question. The property that you're looking at, what do you intend to do with it?
Well, we're open for proposals, and we really don't know yet. But we're looking for collaborative proposals between the college and whether it's a public entity or a private entity that continue to meet our mission. And as long as it meets the mission, has an educational component, and serves the county and our community, then those are the kinds of things we're looking for. And we're really open to a number of opportunities that, and we really don't know what could come forward. But at least we wanted to identify up front that we would have the support of the county to continue to investigate in that manner.
And when you
Thank
find
you.
something out, you would bring it back to us.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is the Education Committee, the Properties Committee. Remember, we are, you own the property, but we are responsible for it. It would all have to be, of course, vetted through the board and through the county, and it would be something that would benefit the entire region. But basically, it really, John, it really has to fit the academic mission. So there has to be some kind of a learning component to it, or some kind of part of that facility being used for educational purposes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you be seeking funding of any sort? Or?
Well, you know, I don't know. If it's the county's idea, then hopefully it would be, you know, but we would be looking for funding from our partners. What I'm really interested in doing is trying to find out what we can get from the capital state match for community colleges. Right now, any construction on our community colleges, again, that fits our mission, would have a 50% match from the state for not just the facility, but also the infrastructure to get to that facility or to create that facility, which includes utilities, roads, and everything. So if we're really sitting on a piece of property that if we improve it, we could basically get it at a 50% reduction in some of the construction or the infrastructure that's brought to that piece.
Has any other college done this and were successful in, as to what you were saying?
Oh, across the state, across the state. If you take a look at what Onondaga is doing, and they recently had a partnership with the Y to create a community health wellness field house, that is one example. MV's recent field house is another example. We certainly would welcome a major facility where our community could come, host events, you know, take advantage of it. Right now I get multiple calls from elementary and high school groups that really want to use our gymnasium for basketball practices or events for their teams, and we can't accommodate them because we don't have room. So, I mean, if we could go to a facility such as that, that would really be wonderful for the entire region.
So you must really have some kind of an idea what you're looking for.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I'm looking for proposals. Any proposal that comes in that fits our mission, I want the opportunity to investigate that thoroughly. Anyone that comes along. And I think if we're open to it, then we'll start getting them. And I think as the legislature, as our legislators, you have to be aware of possible uses for that property that could really serve everybody. So that's really what I want to engage in the discussion. I want to raise awareness of the fact that we have the opportunity to improve the land, and if it meets the college's mission, really get a match from the state, as long as it's not state money that we're using on that. So take, for example, our science labs now. We have a $2.6 million renovation underway for our science labs, and we're very grateful for the support we received from the county of up to $200,000. But basically, the state is going to put in $1.3 million, and the rest of the funds have been garnered through private donation and grants, and I think we have a federal landmark on that. So it's that kind of a benefit that we have for the region that we'd like to take advantage of. So whatever ideas.
Dr. Murray, in the front part of your discussion, you said something about people in Albany are thinking of merging.
Yep.
Now, what did you mean by that?
Well, I think if you stop and think about what Governor Cuomo is doing with economic development, he has established 10 regional economic development councils, okay? And one of them is the Central New York. Now, if you look at the one that Central New York is in, just the community colleges, we have Fulton Montgomery, we have Herkimer County Community College, and we have Mohawk Valley Community College. In addition to that, there's SUNY IT. What happened with Morrisville and Delhi, and with SUNY IT and Cobleskill and Canton and Plattsburgh, is that rather than seek a new administrator, and rather than look towards, you know, creating a structure, an organizational structure that is duplicated, the chancellor has decided to appoint an administrator in charge that covers 2 separate 4-year schools. So SUNY IT is linked with Morrisville, Cobleskill is linked with Delhi, and Canton is linked with Plattsburgh. There's not only cost efficiencies there, but they are sharing services between them. That can be a good thing. It can be economically advantageous. The theory here is that each individual college will maintain its identity and its autonomy. They're trying that out. Although community colleges have a different governing structure and a different state statutes that dictate how we operate, those are simply laws that can be changed. I just see that unless the college distinguishes itself through programs and through partnerships, you know, they could very easily say, let's just lump all of these together. Now, not that that can happen easily, but they certainly can look in that direction. And I really think we need to establish a niche and define ourselves as unique. We've got a great location. We're smack dab in the middle of the state. We've got some nice industry around us that can service it. We were part of the REDC Council. We got some money out of that. We're partnering with Bassett Health. We'd like to partner with advanced manufacturing. We'd like to partner with some nanotechnology. And I think we have to do those things. But we may need, you know, to actually expand the buildings that we have and things. And it'd be nice to have somebody else pay for it, so that's what I'm
Thank you,
looking at.
Dr. Murray. Do I have a motion to support Dr. Murray's proposal?
We have the motion and the second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Peter.
I
Thank you,
just,
everyone.
one other thing though. Do you think we, in regard to these Senate bills and Assembly bills, we should have a resolution sent to the state supporting it, like we do with other
I
things?
think there ought to be discussion about the bills.
Yeah. I think, you wanna do it now, or?
We've got 3 other meetings tonight.
Okay, never mind,
Yeah,
we'll put that
okay.
out for another meeting. But we,
All right,
we'll
very
support those.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jim. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks.
Is there any other business? Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second?
Got it?